out of curiosity, do you have a joke of the day?
What's a pirate favorite movie rating?
What is it?
Arr.
Yes. That's a movie I'd have to see. Welcome, everyone, to the Powderhorn Park Youth Podcast. I am Sparks Specialist Bryce, joined here today by Anders. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Anders, how old are you?
I'm 10.
I knew that already. I'm just asking for the people at home. I heard that you had a really good day, and I want to get right into it because I didn't even ask you anymore. You gave me a little bit of detail, and I said, stop. We got to record this. What was the big moment? What was the big deal, the big happy thing?
So at my school, we have an after-school program called Art Buddies. Mm-hmm. And I think most schools have this.
Can you describe it a little bit, what Art Buddies specifically is?
Yeah. So there's 6 or 7 grown-ups there who have experience doing this kind of stuff. And from my experience, I think it might change every year a little bit, but everyone who joined made a different superhero.
Their own unique thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to design your own hero. Uh-huh. What is the process? Where does it start?
We get these books, and we draw on those books, and we draw, like, a character, and we draw, like, their superpower.
Okay.
Then they have these giant carts of stuff. Just stuff.
Just a bunch of stuff.
Like felt.
Okay, sure. Crafting supplies.
Yeah.
Glue, glitter, stuff like that?
All that stuff, yeah.
Great.
I made a full body costume of a hazmat suit.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more. What's your character? What's the powers? What's the suit like? Give me everything.
His name is Hazmat Man.
Okay, all right. So, Hazmat Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's basically a brain with like a bunch of nerves, and he possesses a hazmat suit.
Oh, sure, because brains would get stuff on him, and he needs something to cover him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a body. He just has a hazmat suit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there like cutouts in there that you can see his like brain and like what? Describe him for me a little bit more. He's wearing Is it a normal hazmat suit or does it look different?
It's like a super powered hazmat suit. It's like a normal hazmat suit, but like he has these black gloves that have purple circles on them.
Okay.
And what those purple circles do is they shoot out this thing called good gas.
Good gas. Okay.
Yes. You got to do the hand movements.
Yes, you got to. We're
right
pushing.
hand, left hand.
Right hand, left hand. Okay, and you push it forward with your fingers out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you're stopping. Stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what good gas does is it's this purple gas, okay? Uh-huh. It spreads around like the bad guy. Uh-huh. And if they breathe it in, then all the evil will be sucked out of them, and then the good gas evaporates.
Okay.
So that the evil is gone from this world.
Ooh, so you don't even have to do any fighting at all?
No.
It's just spray a little good gas, and then the evil's gone. Uh-huh. We could really use Hazmat Man.
We really could.
So, question now. I mean, he's a brain. Mm-hmm. He's inside this suit. Mm-hmm. Does good gas come from him or from his suit?
Him.
Okay, so this is part of him. Mm-hmm. Where is he from?
He's from Mars.
Okay, did you just make that up just now?
Yeah.
I saw your eyes look and check. I think Mars is good. Okay, he doesn't have to be from Mars, right? He could be from wherever. But if Mars is the place...
Mars is the place.
All right, so a lot of red on Mars, but he's got purple gas.
Yeah.
It's great. That's good. That's good to know.
It's kind of like the yellow of the hazmat suit kind of leaked in, and somehow it turned the redness purple.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, mixed up. Oh, is his hazmat suit still yellow, or does his superpower...
It's yellow.
Okay, great.
It's yellow.
But it's got the purple circles on the black gloves. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then there's probably a hole to see his... Well, I guess he doesn't have a face.
Yeah.
It's a brain. Is it a brain with eyes, or how does it look otherwise?
I didn't really do anything for that.
Okay, sure. Whatever. Maybe it's like maybe you can't see through the inside to protect him extra.
One thing I left out was there's this thing on the visor. It's like this trapezoid square thing. And what it does is it's called the mean detector. And if there's like a bad guy, then it'll alert him, and then he can be like, ooh, good gas.
Yeah, it's a heads-up display that kind of beep, 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 villain nearby.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Okay, now I have a question.
Yes.
There's so many superheroes and supervillains out there in fantasy and comic books and movies.
Yeah.
And there is sort of, I want to say, like, maybe it's not rising anymore, but there's a lot of people who are really into anti-heroes or anti-heroes. Do you know?
Like Deadpool.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Deadpool's actually my favorite, like, Marvel, DC character, any of those.
He is? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so you're probably pretty excited about the new movie? Are you able to see the movies?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I just like the concept of Deadpool.
Okay, great. Yeah, you're probably a little too young for that movie, but there's a third movie coming out. He's a pretty fun character. It's a good concept. So with that said, with an anti-hero, they're maybe morally gray. They're not quite all the way good or not quite all the way bad. Sometimes they're doing bad things in the name of good and vice versa. How does Hazmat Man decipher what is really evil versus what is just a simple mistake or what is a bad single choice from a good person? Like, how does Hazmat Man make that distinction?
The mean detector.
We put it to science, right?
Yeah.
The mean detector knows. The mean detector also from Mars?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The entire suit is from Mars.
Okay, sure. From Olympus Mons, maybe?
Sure.
Do you know what Olympus Mons is?
I have no idea.
That is the tallest mountain in the universe. On Mars. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite planet?
Pluto.
Pluto. Okay, what makes Pluto your favorite planet?
It's different.
It's different. Say more. That's a shrug emoji is what I got. It is very different. It's far away. There was a push to make it not a planet anymore. And then they decided it's not a planet, it's a dwarf planet. And then I said quickly, what was that second word you said? Dwarf planet? Oh, sounds like a planet to me. So, whatever. But I'm still partial to Saturn. So,
Yeah.
Are you interested in space at all? Or where is your favorite, like, science energy going? Is it more towards technology, space, engineering? Like, where's your favorite interest?
I like technology.
Technology. Okay. Is there a specific type of tech that brings you in more often than others? Somebody says, I got this thing. Anders shows up immediately. What is that thing?
Probably, like, they got their hands on, like, the instruction manual to, like, an NES or a Famicom.
Oh, an instruction manual.
Yeah.
And
to,
you're
like,
not You're
how
not
to
talking
build
like,
it.
okay, how to build it. You want to get into the actual CPU and all of the different.
Yeah.
Okay, really? Sweet.
I listened to this book by Jeff Ryan. It's called Super Mario, How Nintendo Conquered America. It's really good.
Okay.
It talked about, like, how Nintendo was made, how all the architecture worked of the NES, which was originally the Famicom.
That's amazing. I'm so glad you're listening to this. You've come to open gaming a lot.
Yes.
And you're one of the few who've managed to get past that first world of Super Mario, and then some. Super Mario 3, rather.
Yes.
Gotta make that point clear. So you're really interested in the internal workings of how all that works.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've learned some already. Okay. We should, someday remind me during open gaming, we'll open up the back of that unit and I'll let you look inside of it.
Sweet.
Yeah. No problem. That
could be fun.
Yeah, we might actually have to clean it out anyway. So, but I'll let you look in that. But from what you've read about the NES and how it works, what are some of your favorite details, your like fun facts that you got to share when you find out about them?
It's not really the NES, but like the Game Boy.
Okay.
How it's got like the green to save battery and all that.
Say more about that. The screen itself was green because of the battery?
Well, it saved battery because Nintendo didn't want. They wanted like a quick, fun game. You know.
Yeah.
there was this thing called the PSP.
Uh-huh. Yep.
It drained like 6 batteries, 4 hours.
So much battery energy came out of that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was probably one of the worst for like the ecosystem. It was the worst gaming console ever.
Sure.
Other than that, it was a very good gaming console.
Okay.
But back to the Game Boy.
Yes.
There was no backlight, so you couldn't play in the dark. That's a down factor.
Yeah.
But it saved battery.
That's
yet again.
very interesting. I never thought about that. I have a Game Boy.
Really?
Yeah. Do you have access to one?
I have the Nintendo Switch Game Boy.
But not like a physical
No.
actual. Okay.
I want a Game Boy though.
I will bring in my Game Boys for you
Sweet.
to tinker around with. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Because I had one. I got a Game Boy for my 7th birthday.
Oh,
And it
nice.
came with Link's Awakening.
Link's
Zelda.
Awakening is such a good game.
It is a very good game.
I've played the remake on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
My friend Hugo actually has beaten it.
Oh, okay. You haven't beaten it yet?
No.
How far have you gotten?
On the Game Boy, probably I've gotten the sword and that's it.
Oh, okay. So very early in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. That's all right, though. It's still such a fun game.
Yeah.
So I got it when I was 7, and I never really put much thought into black and white. Like I always knew it was kind of green, and I was just like, that's just what it looks like. You know, we didn't have a lot of handheld gaming devices at
Yeah.
the time, right?
Like other than the Game & Watch, I think, which was also by Nintendo, was the first one.
Yeah. There were a few little little single game. I don't even
Yeah.
remember what they're called. Tiger, I think, was the brand.
Oh yeah, Tiger. Yeah, that one. That one was mentioned in the book. I didn't hear much about it, but
It wasn't much to speak of. It was like
No.
you get to play one little mini game over and
Yeah.
over, and that's it. But the Game Boy, you mentioned it playing in darkness. I mean, we'd be in the back seat of the car driving home from wherever, and you would just hope for the freeway light to pass over the car so you could see what's happening in the level.
seriously.
That's great. Oh man.
You know,
That is so cool.
one game I have beaten on the Game Boy, Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. That one was
Ooh.
really good.
Okay. All right. That's the one where he gets the little ears.
Yeah.
Right? And there's Legos in that game,
I think there is, yeah.
but they're not actually Legos.
no.
They're N&B blocks,
Yeah.
which is a Nintendo branded version of Legos
Yeah.
from before they were a gaming company. Mm-hmm. Fun facts of the day.
And before that, they were cards from like 1894.
Yeah, it's amazing how far they've come.
Yeah.
The fact that Nintendo is older than, like, I don't know, just so many other things.
Atari for one.
Yeah, very much, very much. What's your favorite Nintendo game?
Oh, that's a hard one. I mean, I like the Nintendo Switch port of the PS5 game Hogwarts Legacy. That one's really good.
Okay, all right. So your favorite Nintendo game is leaning towards not a Nintendo game.
My favorite Nintendo brand game is probably the original Super Mario Bros.
Original, OG.
yeah.
Not
I-
even 3 or World or any...
Probably World. I've almost beaten World, actually.
Okay, all right. What's your favorite color, Yoshi?
Pink.
Pink? Nice.
All the way.
All the way. All the way. Is there a pink in World?
No, but there's Pink and Wonder, the new one.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the Yoshis in Mario Wonder are so cute.
Oh, yes.
They're the cutest thing I've ever seen.
I also like Yoshi's Island.
Uh-huh.
That was
Okay.
one of the first Nintendo games I played.
Yes.
Speaking of Mario,
Yes.
I can in Super Mario Bros. 1, there's like the 4th castle. They
Okay.
don't give you enough time.
Oh.
Like, it's just an infinite loop of the same platforms over and over again.
You know what it is? I know exactly what you're talking about, and you're jogging my memory a little bit, but I know exactly why you're experiencing this.
Why?
It is a puzzle. You have plenty of time, but if you're going the same route every time, it'll repeat. So try going above or below or trying one of the other paths. I don't remember the order, but I remember that original game. There's a couple of castles where there's like a top level, a mid level, and a bottom level.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? There's like dividers. You can run on top or you can run underneath it,
Yeah.
right?
I think
And
I always go for the top on that one, and I think that's why it keeps looping
That's
over
what
and
it
over
is.
again. I
Yep.
either go for the top forever or the bottom forever.
Yep. But then it'll change. So you'll go on the bottom And then you'll get to the point where it doesn't repeat anymore. And you're like, oh, thank goodness, a different screen. But then it's got another choice to make. And it'll keep looping. So you have to remember the order, top, bottom, bottom, middle, or whatever the order. And that is exactly how you beat it. So I hope you go and you beat it now with that knowledge.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to, as some Fortnite gamers or other people would say, grind.
Hey, we're going to grind. Okay, so we've talked about games. We've talked about superheroes. I think I have something I'd like to pick your brain on. And this is related to the NES.
Yes.
The way that characters are processed. Do you know much about how much space they take up on the screen and the graphics and stuff like that?
Well, I know about like the arcades. They could only do like 3 colors.
Sure. Yes. Something like that. So every character, every moving part on the screen on the NES is called a sprite anytime it's moving, right? And anytime something is moving like that, it can only have 3 colors and 1 transparency, which means it can see through to the background color. And so if a character ever has more than 3 colors, that means it's more than 1 sprite combined on top of itself.
Like Donkey Kong.
Right. And so then when you have the 1 sprite can only be 8 by 16 pixels. So if you want a larger character, again, you're layering sprites. Mega Man, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they all had multiple sprites layered like that, right? And then when you get to a screen where there's a lot of moving objects all at once, you know what happens. The screen sort of glitches and it sort of gets kind of laggy, right? And that's because the system can only process so many moving parts. It's maxed out. It is taking up all of this room, okay? So my question is, how much room do you think you take up in the world? If this world was an NES game, you and your friends and the people around you, what are you doing with that space? And does the game run smoothly or does it lag a little? And what do you do when it does lag?
The game lags a lot, honestly.
It lags a lot. Okay, tell me more.
Earth is not perfect. It's not actually, in fact... Don't bombard me with bad things for saying this, but it's not the best.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Like
it's
pollution.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the sprites, the different people on the world? Are they? How much space are they taking up? How many layers of sprites are they? Are they big, small? What? How are we doing?
I feel like skyscrapers. Those aren't sprites. Those are that's
background.
That's part of the background.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Preloaded.
the level.
Yeah.
But the sprites, the largest human, probably would be like 2 or 3 sprites.
Okay. All right. How are you doing?
Me, I'm probably 1 or 2.
1 or 2. Okay, great. You got green, you've got skin color, you've got black. That's 3. We got gray, we got purple. We're going to do definitely a couple of sprites.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'd probably be an SNES.
There we go. Yeah, 16 bits. All right.
Speaking of 16 bits, you know, we were talking about like the too many things on screen.
Yes.
And like too fast animations.
Yes.
That's actually something Sega Genesis, you know, that one.
Yeah.
Really good gaming console, by the way. There's also something about like the 64 that there could be like, no, wait.
There's a big fact coming right here.
What console was Pikmin first introduced to?
I think Pikmin might have been the GameCube.
Okay, so yeah, the GameCube could have like 128 moving sprites on screen, and it had like a gravity feature or something.
Okay.
That could let the character stick upside down, and I think that's how in, you know, the Wii Mario games where you can flip upside down and run on the ceiling.
Yes.
That's something that happened because of the GameCube.
Oh.
Even though it wasn't the best gaming console, like it didn't get the best reviews or something.
Mm-hmm. I remember the GameCube kind of got overlooked, but there were some real treasures on that thing.
Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2.
Luigi's Mansion, yep. I was a big fan of a horror game called Eternal Darkness.
I heard of that one. Wasn't it Miyamoto's first M-rated title, I think?
Oh, maybe, probably. And there was Smash Brothers Melee. Everybody loves to do Melee, right?
What was the first Smash Brothers game? Just Super Smash Brothers?
Yep, on the 64.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope that gets introduced in the game pack.
And we're going to be having a Smash tournament mid-month.
Yes.
Are you going to do that?
Oh, yeah.
All right. We got to get you a trophy
Yes.
soon. See if you can put all this gaming knowledge into a gaming win.
Yes.
You've done a couple of the other tournaments, right?
Oh, yeah, I did Mario Kart.
And did you get a trophy?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you were really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got like 4th or 5th.
Oh, man. Right. It was probably
got
right at
4th.
the end.
It was 4th, yeah.
That's right.
I got knocked out at the very final round.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Grrr.
Okay. Well, we're doing a lot of talking about gaming. How's life in general? You feeling up, down, all around, in the middle?
Hungry.
All right.
Food is good.
All right. We'll have to get on to dinner. It's getting late in the day, I see. So let's call that a wrap. Any advice for anybody before we go? Anybody? Any advice you'd like to give to the world at the end?
Do you, man? Do you?
You heard it here first, folks. Do you? All right. Thank you so much, Anders, for coming on to the podcast.
Yeah.
And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. Genuinely. And to the rest of you, the Powderhorn Park Youth Podcast is every Wednesday from 4 to 6 here at Powderhorn Park. And come on down. Record an episode with me. We'll keep doing this as long as the interest is still around. And can't wait to hear who's coming on to the next one. And I hope you're there to listen to the next one as well. Thanks again, Anders.
Yeah.